Allah is Al-Malik. Allah is free. Antum al-fuqara ilallah. You are the destituted ones to Allah. People walking around with an attitude, and I don't have to pray, I don't have to fast, or even worse, I've been fasting, for 10 years, praying for 10 years. How come Allah doesn't give me this, and how come Allah... What, you think Allah owes you something? You think Allah owes you something? You think Allah needs you? Allah doesn't need anyone. Allah doesn't need anyone. The Prophet of Allah sitting with Sahaba, the greatest ummah that ever walked the earth. In the authentic hadith, the Prophet of Allah sitting with Sahaba, he says to them, I see what you don't see, and I hear what you don't hear. He says, أَطَّتِ السَّمَاء وَحُكَّ لَهَا أَن تَئِطْ. He says, the heavens have squeaked, and they have every right to squeak. So Sahaba are amazed. What do you mean, O Prophet of Allah? What do you mean that the heavens have squeaked? What do you mean that the 7 heavens have squeaked? My brothers, because mashallah, today we've become a people of science and logic, Everything we know about astronomy is not even 1% of what's really out there. And our solar system, our galaxy is one of millions and millions that are out there. And in our solar system alone, in our galaxy alone, one of the scholars was saying, he says, there are so many stars in our galaxy alone. I'm not going to tell you what's, ours is one of millions. So never mind the millions, our one alone. He says in our galaxy alone, there are so many stars. The sun is one of the smaller stars that are in our galaxy. And the sun alone is millions and millions of times bigger than the earth. So the scholar is saying, if we were given 1 second to name every single star that is in our galaxy, you ready for this? You will need 300 trillion years and you wouldn't name every star that is in our galaxy. And all this is in Samawat al-Ula, is in the first heavens. The Prophet of Allah is saying the 7 heavens have squeaked and they have every right to squeak. Why? Why, O Prophet of Allah? Why have they squeaked? Sometimes you put a lot of weight onto something, so it starts making noise, it starts giving way because it can't carry the load. The Prophet of Allah says the 7 heavens can no longer carry the load. The load of what? He says, مَا فِي مَوْضِعَ أَرْبَعَ أَصَابِعَ. There isn't room in all these heavens for 4 fingers, except there is an angel in prostration to Allah. And you think Allah cares whether you pray or you don't. There isn't room for 4 fingers in all the heavens, except there is an angel in prostration to Allah. Angels, from the moment they're created to the moment they stand before Allah, one continuous sajda. They never did anything else. One continuous sajda for billions of years. Yet when they stand before Allah, they say, oh Allah, forgive us. Forgive us, Ya Allah, for we did not give haqq to your ibadah. We didn't give rights. We didn't worship you the way you should be worshipped. And you and I think that Allah needs us. People walking around with a big chip on his shoulder with an attitude. My brothers, Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't need anyone. Allah doesn't need anyone.